What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quick. Hey guys, what is up? We apologize for missing out yesterday's episode. I know it was Judgment Day yesterday, the week 19, the last Judgment Day in terms of the regular season for the Fantasy Bench Warmers League. My name is JJT with Komish. It was a good regular season for us, Fantasy Bench Warmers. I mean, I know you didn't have a great season, but overall I think for the FBW teams, especially in the public leagues, it was a good season. We made it to the playoffs in 13 out of 15 public leagues.
Okay, yeah. I think
Plus, the invitationals and the Champions League. The Champions League, we also made it to the playoffs. The invitationals, well, Komish don't want to talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah, the curse of the trophy. I'm just happy that I was not in the bottom two. I would put it there in the invitationals. And I'm in good company at the bottom there. We have Joao, we have Charles, we talked about, and even Eric. So we were there at the bottom. So we have good company.
In fairness, it was a close battle. Like we said, Ken, for example, the defending champion in that invitational, was in and out of that 8th, 7th seed. Joao and I were talking about it. He had very early struggles. In fact, he was 13, 14 from time to time. Eric Ong was somewhere in the top. I think the cat injury, kind of made him struggle a bit. But
yes.
Having said that, he was still competitive throughout. He missed by just a few games the playoffs. I think he finished 9th, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere there. Actually, I'm happy with that league because I did actually start very slow also. I went down the bottom 2 the whole year, and then I was able to reach top 8. I was able to reach 8. I was able to reach 8 week 15 or 16. So I was so happy. And then after that, just everything went down. Injuries really killed me because Zion. The Zion pick really killed me this year, and a lot of injuries aside from Zion. I never had a week where I didn't have 3 or 4 injured players. Halliburton was out for after I got into the 8th spot. Halliburton went out. That was a 3 to 4 week period. So, and then of course Wendell Carter and the others, just not a good.
Everyone's really. It is a long fantasy season. I mean, 19 weeks is a long time. If you don't have any injuries during that span, then good for you, right? But I'm pretty sure a lot of the managers at one point had that struggle of keeping somebody healthy. But I think overall, we were okay. I thought I'm just going to miss the playoffs in a lot of the leagues, but fortunately, I got into, I survived that last week, wherein I was there in the 7th, 8th, was able to survive. And then there was this one league where I was 10th before the week 19 and still made it because, I got lucky in the matchup and won 8-1 on week 19 that pushed me to, I think, 7th. So overall, I think, it was a good, if I look back, it was a good season for us in terms of the regular season. Now it's time to go back to business and, win some playoff games.
Let's see. I had one regular season win. That was the mailman league, and that I lost Steph there and Paul George for a long time. So I really don't know how I still was able to get to the number 1. But that league is very close. I was 3rd or 4th for a long while, but in the end we were tied, almost triple tie on top. So, and actually I just went for it because I want to have at least one regular season win in the FPW. But as I told Jeremy off the air, it might not be a good thing for me because the favorite is, I think, 4th or 5th, and then the 8th seed. Like right now, I'm down big, and he's because of Dame Lillard. He has Dame, and I have Steph. And Dame has been outplaying Steph for a long while now. And Dame has 4 games this week. So my strengths are just not perfect for him. Matchup, as we said, matchups. So this might not be a long playoffs for me as a top seed. But let's see how it goes.
I also have some leagues wherein I can now feel the consequences of trying to survive week 19, right? You add certain players that you shouldn't have added. Not really shouldn't, but to survive, I added them to survive, but in the long term, they probably won't help you as much, right? You stream certain players. There was this one league wherein I have a few, three Spurs players, and right, I wanted to drop them, today, but I thinking about it, I can't drop all of them because that would mean three moves, right away. So I had to stagger my moves. I have Branham, I have Zach Collins, and I have Trey Jones there. Although, like you said last week, it was a good thing that Trey sat out, Zach Collins sat out. I somehow can put one of those guys in the IL plus slot. So yeah, those things, let's see. Maybe I get lucky a bit, but I'm not hoping as much. So I'm focusing a bit more on those with better chances, better records, or better matchups for this week. But speaking of this week, Ja Morant, the biggest dilemma of fantasy managers. Do you drop? Do you hold? If you have multiple players in your IL plus, is he the first one you probably think of dropping? There's no news yet, but there's this thing going around. I know you posted it. I don't know if it's confirmed news that or if it's gossip or if it's a how do you call this, if false rumor that Ja had that gun in the team plane as they were traveling, and I'm not sure if that's true. Again, that's the disclaimer. I'm not sure if that's true. If it isn't confirmed, someone might just put it out there just to ride on the wave of the Ja Morant thing. But
no, because
they've already said he's out indefinitely.
Yeah, he's out indefinitely, and he came out with that Instagram live, I think, when they were in Denver. So if the gun is there, the only way he could have brought that is through the team plane. Yeah. And the NBA disallows that, and there's very strict rules with that, and it's a 50-game suspension for that, no? Because I think that was an issue way before with the Gilbert Arenas. Yeah. So if that is the case, if they find out that he really brought it on the team plane, yeah, he's gonna be out for the rest of the season, and he's gonna be out for part of next season because that's a 50-game suspension. Now, nobody knows where this will go, but for sure, it's gonna be hard to see him be back week 20 or 21 at the very least. I mean, for the playoffs, it's hard, but of course, it's Ja. You don't want to drop him and then he suddenly returns.
The way fantasy managers are feeling right now is probably the way the NBA is feeling right now. 50-game suspension would mean he's missing the whole of the playoffs. Right? That's one of your faces in your league. Missing the playoffs is a big deal, especially an exciting player like Ja. So I think the same feeling the NBA is feeling right now, the pressure of what should we do here?
I did not expect though that this will be the situation. When the Ja thing broke out, I did not know about those rules. If I knew about those rules, I would have really picked up Tyus Jones faster. No, I mean, I think Tyus Jones would be the biggest X factor right now. Yeah. Yesterday 25 points. I mean, the other day 25 points, 12 assists. No, he was really good. He was really, really good. Now, people will ask if he's going to be that good for the rest of the time that Ja will be out. He's not that good. I mean, he just had a hot.
But remember, he's going to be close to what McConnell was when Haliburton was out. I think he's going to be close there. And that says a lot. So. That's good. That's really good.
No. I think he will be somewhere there. But why I think he's not gonna be that good, because Dillon Brooks was out that day, and Memphis is deeper than the Indiana Pacers, so that's going to be a big difference. But he is good. I would say Tyus Jones is better than TJ McConnell overall as a player. No, he seldom. I mean, turnovers. He doesn't have turnovers. He doesn't turn the ball over. And when you were listening to those to Mark Jackson and the others, why he doesn't have turnovers? Because he doesn't force things. He just passes the ball, simple pass. He doesn't do too much. And they said he has the humility of knowing that this is just my level. I'm not gonna try the Ja Morant passes and everything because I'm not that. And the humility is like the opposite of Ja, who is the like in this situation because of being feeling he's untouchable. So right now, I hope if you actually this is one thing. If you own Ja and you picked up Tyus Jones, you would be fine. I think I just what I think. No, that would be the best situation. This is a lesson about always putting not I didn't say you have to keep Tyus Jones for the whole season in case Ja gets injured, but always having Tyus Jones in mind when there's a little something with your star player like Ja or Halliburton. That's why I always have TJ McConnell on
until now.
speed
I
dial.
mean, I've been adding TJ McConnell the other day because Tyrese was out. He wasn't very very he wasn't added as much because maybe people think it's going to be one game, and also I added him just because I want, if you want efficiency, you want steals, you want assists, which are some
And
categories that which is something you can do in the fantasy playoffs, because if you're going to focus on those things, then TJ McConnell would be a big help.
And it's different. If you own Halliburton, the value of McConnell is different. If you own Ja Morant, the value of Tyus Jones is different. So whenever Halliburton is questionable, I don't care if there's a better streamer out there. I pick TJ McConnell, and he's my streamer. Even if it's just a wasted move if Halliburton plays, that's just how important it is. So just a little tip, for them.
If you have Ja, you're dropping.
No, if I have an IL, I will not drop Ja.
If you don't have, like, if you have, 3 players in your IL,
if you are,
like
if
you
you
have
are in your
Tobias there, you have
if,
maybe some, right? If you have players who are not really droppable, right?
If you are starting your playoffs now, I will drop Ja. If you don't have any more IL, I will drop Ja. I don't think he's gonna be ready. But if your playoffs is week 22 to 24, I will wait, or 21 to 20. If you're not yet in your playoffs, in other words, I will not drop him yet. Unless you're really, really, really trying to get into the playoffs. No, you need the warm bodies. But if not, I will wait until the very last possible moment. But if you're in your playoffs now, it's okay to drop him if you don't have an IL.
All right.
That's my take.
Again, just to remind everyone, Tyus Jones early in the season was one of the more popular choices among the one injury away player from being a top fantasy asset in your team. And I know Komish said that if you have Ja and you added him, you'll be fine. Teams who made the playoffs and lost players like LaMelo, for example, that's a big deal too. I mean, that's probably you cut the loss in half, right? What LaMelo's been doing, add Tyus Jones, and then it's gonna, you're gonna get a little, at least half of what LaMelo gives you.
Yes.
So those are crucial moves as well during fantasy playoffs. Zion, meanwhile, is still out.
I got.
I guess this one's tougher for Zion. Is he a drop? What's the diagnosis? Is it day to day?
There's no what Brian Windhorst said was there's no timeline. There's no, it's an open-ended situation, and we did get some comments that there's still hope that he will play this season, and I think so. But if again, majority of you are in your playoffs, do you think he'll be back in 1 week or 2 weeks? I highly doubt that. And the Pelicans are not helping. They're not saying what the exact injury is. They said he has to take another MRI, but for what? I mean, what are they looking for? I don't know. So
who do you drop first? Zion or Ja?
I think I'll drop Zion first. The big thing is he's out for so long already. Even if he comes back, what do you think will happen? Will he be played 25, 30 minutes? Maybe he plays 20 minutes, 24 minutes restriction. He doesn't play back-to-backs and all of those things. And New Orleans, they're very, very, they're deep. No, they don't, although they're struggling. Yeah, I'll give them that. But I don't think they'll force Zion to play a heavy minutes. So I'll drop Zion. Just as I said, we should drop Kyle Lowry. I have some players on Onyeka Okongwu. Maybe we're here already. Maybe I'll just put out the drop list that I will post later in my quick hits. I have Onyeka Okongwu there. 14 minutes today. He had 20 something minutes the other day, 16 minutes the other day. It's just not gonna be time for you to figure this out. I think you just drop and look for better players. No, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've dropped Lowry a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago.
How about the Kongwu?
I don't have much. I have him in our dynasty. I think he's still a hold there.
Yeah.
And besides, I'm out there, just trying to stay away from the bottom two. I have him in one. I haven't really looked into that playoffs, matchup today. But yeah, might drop. See, sometimes I just don't drop them just for the sake of dropping them. I also check who's on the waiver. Who am I gonna add?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's true.
But again, yeah, if
And
probably I need to drop someone, he's probably the first one to go. I've been dropping some of the Spurs guys already.
first guys, yeah.
So
And
those things.
I have another player, Bogdan of the Hawks. I would drop. I'm saying you should drop. I mean, you can drop. It's okay to drop. Okay to drop Bogdan. Okay, Kevin Love didn't even play today. He's owned in far too many leagues. I think he's an okay drop. From yesterday's list, I had Jabari there.
Yeah.
So Jabari Smith for me is an easy drop. If you're not gonna, if you want your field goals to be okay, he's an easy drop. And then the others are not really must drops like Caruso, Beverly. I mean, they're okay drops, especially with the Bulls 2-game week. They're okay drops. They're fine. It's fine to move on from them.
Yeah. SGA. Let's talk about SGA. Well, at least they were clear now that they're gonna limit his minutes. That's one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Secondly is back-to-backs. Okay, so that probably moves him from having 4 games this week to now having just 2 games this week. The good thing is somehow he produces like a 4-game player as well,
Yeah,
like what he
yesterday.
did yesterday.
Like
Yeah,
yesterday, yes.
So I think you take with the good with the bad. I think he salvages that season. Everyone kind of expected it, and he was able to salvage it by just producing first round value. But yeah, it is what it is.
I posted the real impact. No, week 20 he has 2 fantasy. He has 2 back-to-backs. That's minus 2 games. So that will be huge. But week 21 there's no back-to-backs. Week 22 there's 1, but they have a 4-game week. Week 23 there's 1, but they have a 4-game week. So if you minus that, he's still gonna play 3 games.
Yeah,
and that's just fine.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that you can put him in your IL plus. So it's not the worst outcome. They did say he's going to be managed, the rotation, the minutes, but yesterday he played 37. So makes me think, what kind of managing are they going to really do? Maybe that they asked the coach to manage it, but the coach like, yeah, sure, but then plays him 37 minutes. So
also they might also do a week-to-week managing type of thing, right? They're going to play him 37 minutes last week. And then this week, they might scale it back to around 35, 33. And then the following week, they scale it back a little further. I mean, that's how I feel they might do it. Not just a one-time thing wherein he plays 37 and then he suddenly plays 22, 23 minutes or 25 minutes.
Or
they don't play him at all.
I'm just saying, like, OKC won 2 games versus Utah. So maybe, like, they do it that way. Oh, you won 2 games already. You have to lose now. That could be another way of managing him. So I think that's also possible.
Yeah. So those are, the pain points. Like I said, some things will never change. And it looks like the verdict.
You'll take it.
I said, you'll take the good. You'll take the good with the bad. And everyone expected this. That's why he dropped from the drafts. And he gave you more than what you expected in the regular season. In fact,
you would never know who will rest. Just Jason Tatum didn't play today.
See?
I
was telling you about that trade. We go back again to that trade. That was that controversial trade. And it looks like, this week, those players traded, Kawhi, Chris Paul, and Ayton will have 6 games total, right? Each of them will have 2 games. Now you lose Ja, which supposedly would have 3 games.
Yeah.
I think both Tatum and Ja would have 6 games in total as well this week. I think I checked that. I think 3 games for Boston, 3 games for Ja. Ja will not play anymore. Tatum missed 1 game. That manager who got Ja and Tatum will only have 2 games of Jason Tatum, and we don't even know if he's gonna play the next 2 games or one of those games. So it's really crazy. We don't know. That's it. That's the bottom line. We don't know what's gonna happen at this point in the season. So yeah, anything else? We talked about some of the players that you should watch out for. We talked about, well, Tillman is an ad for sure. With Adam still out and Brandon Clark out.
Yeah, Tillman Tillman would be a must add, and then I think the Detroit situation would be a team to consider. Who to add, who to play. I don't know who. I mean, Diallo got hurt today, so he would have been a top ad for this week. So he's out. Killian is not sure. Alec Burks played today. I think he's a safer one. I have RJ Hampton there maybe. So these are some players to consider in the playoffs this week. No, there are other players also that we have mentioned before. So I think overall you just have to look at it game per game. No,
game per game. What category you need?
Cam Reddish with Simons out again. He's been playing better. Tybull didn't have a good game, but don't drop him, please. He's bound to have bad games, but he had 37 minutes. He's gonna be fine. But Cam Reddish, I think he's probably more available right now. You can get him. Drew Eubanks, I think, is also another player. I know he's not been that good, but he's getting the minutes. He's starting. Portland has 3 more games this week. I think Drew Eubanks is somebody you can consider. And then Jalen McDaniels. If Tobias injury is gonna linger for a while, you can look for Jalen McDaniels and Jeremy's guy Jordan Nwora. He's been starting. Although he's very scoring dependent, doesn't do anything else, but getting 15, 16 points in the waiver wires, that's something.
And
that's something.
3-4 threes maybe. 3-4.
Yeah, that's
he wasn't a scoring dependent player when he was in Milwaukee, but I think the role with Indiana, with Haliburton there, a few scorers, Healed as well, and Miles Turner. So I think that, but he's starting now, and I think that's a good sign. It's just that he's more scoring dependent.
Victor Oladipo had a good game. Caleb Martin had a good game. These two, depending on what happens to Love. No, I don't know what will happen to Kevin Love. I don't know the injury of Love or whatever. This two is also in the watch list. I'm not gonna add them right away. Just watch to see, if it can continue. Trey Murphy would have been dropped. D'Anthony Melton could have been dropped. These two are must adds again with the injuries. Even Melton, I think he should get back to 14 team level.
Yeah.
So there.
So yeah, your favorite D'Anthony. Yeah, but I'm watching the D'Anthony Melton situation because if the more players like Embiid, Harden plays really, really well, the more chances they get some rest here and there, and that's where they get some value. So like they play the back-to-back, right? They have a back-to-back, right? Today.
Yes, they have a back-to-back tomorrow.
If they play tomorrow, then the chances of them resting another game is highly likely in the next one.
Yes.
So we'll see. Although Harden and Embiid has been great this year. Harden had 20 assists today. Solid if you have him in your fantasy playoffs. All right, that's it for today's quickie. Lots of stuff we talked about, and hopefully that helped. It's the fantasy playoffs in our FBW leagues. We congratulate all those who won the regular season. I haven't paid you out, but we'll do it tonight. We'll message you tonight. Just lots of stuff going on. But and we're looking forward to a very intense, interesting fantasy playoffs this season. All right, that's 3 more weeks of fantasy for us here in Fantasy Benchwarmers, and that's make it fun and exciting. All right, we'll see you guys again tomorrow for another daily fantasy. Quickly, bye guys.